About 2 months ago, I released part 1 of my Fixing FNaF gameplay series. In that first video, I went over my thoughts on how I think the gameplay of FNaF 1, 2, and 3 should be changed so that the games are more balanced and fun. And after a lot of other videos, I'm finally back to continue the series with part 2, where I'll be covering my thoughts on the gameplay of FNaF 4, Sister Location, and Pizzeria Simulator. Like I said in the last video, despite anything I may say in this video, I still love these games and just do these videos as fun thought experiments. So grab your strangely psychic Fredbear plushies and witty hand unit tablets as we dissect the gameplay of 3 more FNaF games. I honestly wasn't too sure what I'd have to say about FNaF 4's gameplay, but as I kept thinking about it, I realized that FNaF 4 has probably one of the best gameplay loops in all of FNaF. Running around your creepy old bedroom closing doors and flashing animatronics is not only a satisfying gameplay loop, but also heightens the scare factor. The Between Night minigames with Plush Trap are also really fun and creative, no complaints there either. However, one change I would make is with Night 5. I think the final main night of FNaF 4, being an epic boss fight of sorts against Nightmare Fredbear, is really cool, but the problem I have with this night is that it's way too easy and forgiving. I beat this night first try, and the only thing I knew about it going in was the fake laughs that Fredbear occasionally does, so I think increasing Fredbear's difficulty would definitely help make this night feel more climactic. I'm not joking when I say that's pretty much all I have to say on FNaF 4's gameplay. I mean, there probably could be more done with the 8-bit minigames, but at the same time, they're mostly just for lore anyways, so it's not a big deal. You know, say what you want about FNaF 4's lore direction, but the gameplay here is near perfect despite its simplicity. Sister Location is a game that I think probably has some of the most missed potential of Scott's FNaF games. What could have been a terrifying free roam experience was instead just moving around a linear path, doing minigames that were terrible at worst and decent at best. So let's get to fixing. First of all, I think a pretty obvious fix for Sister Location's gameplay is making the game fully free roam. I think putting collectibles or other secrets around other areas, as well as adding new areas to encourage exploration, would have made the game feel a lot more complete. Like, imagine if we could access a secret elevator that took us up to the Afton House or Fredbear's family diner. That would be so cool. I would also make the map of the facility bigger by adding a few extra areas, again to encourage exploration. In terms of some minor changes, I would get rid of the game's custom cursor because honestly it just makes the game harder. I would make Night 4 easier because, well, it's Night 4, and I would change the Breaker Room and Ballora Gallery minigames to be like their Help Wanted 2 versions because those are just way better. I also think it would be cool if there were different minigames or just different versions of minigames based on what night you're on. For example, having to just face the mini-arenas in Ballora's room on Night 3 because Ballora is disassembled. Finally, I would decrease the difficulty of the Ennard fight and the Secret Baby minigames, as in my opinion, those are way too hard for what they are. Wouldn't change anything about the custom night though. Sister Location has the best custom night of any FNaF game in my opinion. Okay, I lied, this one has way more wasted potential. Pizzeria Simulator, otherwise known as FNaF 6, is a game that I do think has solid gameplay, but there's still some room for improvement. Starting with the salvage sections, as I think these ones need the least improvement. I feel like the salvage sections should A, have those random QuickTime events where you need to immediately shock the animatronics occur more often, and B, have the sound cues be more obvious, as those things are pretty quiet. Moving on to the office segments, I think it at least should be a pretty common take that Pizzeria Simulator has the worst office gameplay of any FNaF game, as it basically just boils down to clicking buttons and staring at a black void for minutes on end. I think the best way to fix the office gameplay of Pizza Sim is to just use the gameplay from the FNaF 6 Freak Show demo. Freak Show is a FNaF 6 fan game that reimagines each section besides the Tycoon, and the office gameplay in that game is a million times better than that of the original Pizza Sim, so all of the different elements from Freak Show should just be used here. Finally, for the Tycoon section, I think the main thing here would be to just give the Tycoon section more customizable options, like naming our pizzeria, or being able to place things down wherever we want, and more things to buy like new rooms, attractions, etc. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Scott was originally going to do a DLC for Pizza Sim called Endless Tycoon, which would have made the full game take place within the Tycoon section, with presumably way more things to do, which I think would be awesome. And that was how I would personally fix the gameplay of FNaF 4, Sister Location, and Pizzeria Simulator. I'm curious to hear what you guys think about these ideas, as while I do like them, I'm also kind of worried that they would change up the gameplay too much, which isn't what I want with these videos. Also, be sure to leave your own thoughts in the comments below on what you would change. But anyways, that's all from me. I'm Supersonic, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.